Hello everyone, welcome back to Marky Big Smoke. Thanks very much for joining me. 12 days ago, I ordered myself a pressure canner from the USA. It's arrived today. I'm going to do an unboxing video and I'm going to test it for the first time. I've never done canning before, but I'm really excited about this. And yeah, here we go with the unboxing. Let's go. So I ordered this pressure canner, this Presto one, from eBay on the 18th of March, and it's just arrived today. And today is the 30th of March. So 12 days in total. So I'm going to unbox it, see if I can set it up, test it for the first time. The box is a lot smaller than I thought actually. So I hope I can fit enough jars in. Turn it upside down. Obviously the lid is in that bit. And we've got a couple of extra bits here, which I shall endeavour to explain. We've got a manual, caution not to put it on a gas heater over 12,000 BTUs. That's the tray to go on the bottom. I'm guessing it goes that way. Here you've got your pressure gauge. I went on the Facebook UK pressure canning group and I was advised to get one that will go down and adjust, because this one's set at 15 pounds of pressure, and as we need to go lower than that here where I am, I'm less than 1,000 feet above sea level, we only need sort of 10 pounds of pressure. So I've got another little device which I've ordered, and there it is. That's what you get when you order an extra 3-piece pressure regulator. It comes with an explanation note, instructions as you might call it, and you basically just take that apart, take one of the weights off, and it goes down to 10 pounds worth of pressure. Then you've got your book, your instruction book, the note, and what else? We've got the lid, of course. So here's the lid, or the cover as they call it in the instruction manual. So what does this lid consist of? This is like a rubber gasket which goes around the inside, which I've just got to cover with a bit of oil in a minute on the inside there. So that little thing there is a vent pipe there. That's come already inserted, but if you want to take it apart, you can just unscrew that nut there. That's your canning cook rack. If we use this canning rack to go on the bottom, if you want to do a double layer of cans inside this particular pot, we can do it without a second rack, and we can just stagger the second layer of jars halfway across two of the jars below, thus creating an even balance of jars. So what I'm going to do now is I've unpacked everything. I've done a brief explanation of what everything is. Now I'm going to wash the main body, the rack, and the lid or the cover in soapy water. So what we're going to do now is I've got some vegetable oil in this little pot here, and what the first time of use instructions say is to put a tiny amount of vegetable oil in that little gap so that it turns the lid very easily. As you can see, my fingertips are in the V shape of the gasket, and I'm just running them around the whole circumference of the gasket, so it gets a little bit of oil in there. That should help turn the cover or the lid. There we go. That's done. Okay, I've moved round to my gas hob. I've got the Presto pressure canner. It doesn't say on the website that this one is suitable for induction hobs, but I know they do a version that is suitable for induction hobs, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to worry about that because I've got a gas hob and that should be fine. So the first thing I'm going to do with this lid, I'm just going to double check that that air vent there is definitely clear. So you're supposed to do this every time you get ready to use it. So I've taken the air vent cover lock out, unscrewed it from the cover. That's the air vent cover lock, and rest assured that is actually, you can see there, a hole straight through. So I'm going to put that back in like so, hand tight. This is the dial gauge. I'm going to first remove that nut, done there, and the little washer, and the metal washer, and the white compression gasket, which is that one there. So I'm going to place that in there like that. Then you put your metal washer in. Metal washer goes on there, and then the nut goes on there like that. Tighten with the fingers. I'm going to do that finger tight. That's the dial gauge in place. Make sure we don't get the dial gauge submerged in water, etc, etc. Right, so here I've got 4 cups of water. Well, in fact, I've got three cups of water in this jar here, and a 1/4 cup down here in a measuring cup. And I'm going to use this for the first time, just using cups of water, so I can get to know what's happening with the pressure canner. I'm going to use my little adjustable regulator to bring the pressure down to 10 pounds. It's only water, I'm just getting to know it. So I've taken one of the weights off. Each of the weights is 5 pounds. That gives me a 10-pound pressure regulator to sit on top there. Put the lid to one side, pour in my 4 cups of water. There's a little V shape on the lid, and you've got to line that up with the V shape on the handle. Once that's done, twist and turn, and that is going on a lot easier now. I've oiled that gasket. There we go. Now I'm going to put that on a relatively high heat setting. Just check that is stable. Now that is the largest burner I've got. Come back when we've got some steam coming out of the regulator vent, which is that vent there. I've got my hand above there like that. I can definitely feel that steam coming out there. It's quite hot. Now I'm going to leave that going for 10 minutes as per instructions. Starting from now. You can see that head of steam coming out the pressure pipe. We're going to leave that going for 10 minutes. Got about another 5 minutes to go. And you can see there the steam's still coming out. I've had to turn the heat down a little bit and it's still producing a good head of steam there. So from this side, guys, you can see there's a nice strong flow of steam coming out of that vent pipe. Just another few minutes. Okay guys, it's been 10 minutes now. I've let that vent for 10 minutes. Next I'm going to put this pressure regulator on, which I've set at 10 pounds of pressure for the UK. I'm about 27 meters above sea level, so that's 10 pound of pressure anyway. Let's put that on. Now what should happen now is that pressure should start to build. Now what we should start to see is a build up of pressure. This lock should lock all together and the pressure gauge should slowly start to work its way up to 10 pound of pressure. Well, we can see the gauge arm is already moving. The air vent cover is in the fully up position now. There's no air escaping from there at all, which means pressure is building. We're up to 5 pounds of pressure already. So that was literally less than 4 minutes with that pressure weight on, or pressure regulator, and we're up at 10 pound pressure now. There is rocking on there now, can you see that? Look at that. It's doing its job. That looks like, because I've got it on 10 pound pressure, it will rock and release pressure from inside of the canner and maintain that pressure at 10 pounds. So it's doing its job. See, the dial's just gone over the 10, but as the pressure regulator is wobbling, we're getting some more release of steam so it doesn't go too high. Okay, that's doing its job. Nice one. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the burner off and just let it come down to 0. Alright, welcome back guys. Here you can see my pressure gauge is showing that's at 0 pounds of pressure. The vent cover has popped back down, which means there's no pressure on there. It's been about 10 minutes. I can now take the pressure regulator off. There you go. Now I'm going to leave it for 10 minutes before I take that lid off. At least that's what it says in the book. Come back in 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes since I lifted the regulator off there. Let's see if I can take that lid off, that cover. It's still probably very hot steam in there, so I've got to be careful to make sure I lift the lid towards me so the open gap is away from me, the other side. Let's see if I can do that now. It's turning easily. Yep, boiling hot still. Don't know if you could see that. Very hot, but it did come off very easily, that lid. And yeah, that worked perfectly. So that was easy enough, wasn't it? Follow the instructions, make sure you take care. And that was the first video of me using my pressure canner. Just like again to thank the guys over on the Facebook page. Thanks very much for your help guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you like what you saw today, hit thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I didn't get everything perfect. I'm still getting to grips with all the terminology, but yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm looking forward to doing some canning and jarring. Let's go. See you again soon guys. Cheers.